G'day folks, Ben from Zoe's today taking you for a walkthrough of this Dometic Pico FTC 1x1 TC one person air pole swag.
Hit it.
The Pico is a weatherproof polycotton canvas swag with an air pole system that makes it really easy to set up, super easy to pack away, and it has an integrated mat. Hold up gang, don't forget, we have got a lot more content like this on our YouTube channel, so make sure you like and subscribe down below and you'll get all of our latest and greatest content. Let's jump back into the product. So we've ducked down to the park at the end of the street from the Adelaide store. Once again, bit of traffic noise in the background, sorry, but we really wanted to get this Pico FTC 1x1 swag set up for you. This is a single person swag with an air pole system that packs up really small. It weighs, by my measurements, 9.5 kilos. Dometic's 8.5, and it packs up inside this bag here, which, measures about 60 centimeters in length and about 25 centimeters in height and depth. And it's got these backpack straps on here as well, so you can cart it to and from your campsite nice and easily. Now the tent's made from a 210 GSM poly cotton canvas. I think it's about 35% cotton, 65 polyester. So it's a really good mix. It feels really nice and soft. It's not seam sealed, so we're going back to the traditional canvas whereby you have to season it, and then these seams swell, and that's what gives it its waterproof properties. And Dometic, all I've been able to get out of them with regards to waterhead or how waterproof is that they've tested it to 60 millimeters of rain per hour, which is going to give you a really waterproof shelter. But this is made to a really high standard. If we have a look at the other fabrics, the mesh is a reasonably durable, like it feels quite durable. It's not like a super fine soft mesh, but it's quite a durable mesh. I don't know whether it's midgie proof, but it certainly feels like it's tough and it's going to keep most of the bugs out. It is pretty fine. And then down to the floor, this is made of polyethylene tarp type material. So it's that crinkly material, but it's really, really durable material. That's used in tents, or has been used for many, many years, and it just lasts and lasts and lasts. So do a bit of a walk around the tent. I've got this set up with this awning at the front here with these adjustable, these are aluminium poles here. So this is all included. I've got it set up so the water will run back this way. And they have these little gussets here as well, which kind of give it a bit more protection if you've got that sort of open. Then I guess this fabric here is a little more exposed to weather coming in this way. These gussets just zip closed to give it a little bit more protection and create a little bit more tautness, perhaps a bit of runoff off the awning here as well. Now you can collapse these down if you like, so if you wanted to set it up angling away from the tent, you can do so, or just remove it completely. So all the guy ropes in this, so there's nylon webbing, so they don't get tangled up. It's really easy to use, and it's just got a tri-glide buckle. And these awning poles are a lightweight aluminium adjustable awning pole that operate really well. So you've got two of those. So you don't have to set up the awning like that. You can just zip it closed, or take this out and either leave this closed or zip it up completely if you like. We'll go on a bit more on that shortly. I want to keep walking around the tent first. Around to this end here, all of these guy ropes are integrated, so these don't come off. They're attached at the bottom, they're attached at the top. It's all integrated, so really easy to set up. It's just one peg does both of those. Now these serve two purposes. They anchor the tent down, but they also hold this storm sort of awning over the top, or weather protected awning over the top of a window here. Now this is just a mesh window with an internally adjustable canvas panel, so it's for ventilation, it's not for access. Just down to the right, we've got a little cover. There's a bit of a protector sort of cover over here. If I undo this, you'll see that there's the valve here that we use to inflate the mat inside the swag, and that'll make more sense shortly when we crawl in. And then to the right of that again is another little cover here which goes over the top of another valve, and that's the single inflation point for the whole frame of the tent. And I'll cover off on a bit more on the frames very shortly. And coming around to the back of the tent, not much to see here. Large panel, no doors or anything. You can see a bit of the structure of the tent. You've got a single pole over the top and the two hoops at each end. So water's going to run down here, and this is a good point to show you that, well, there's another peg point there if you want to use it, but there's also this skirt here that goes over the top. Because these seams aren't seam sealed, once it's seasoned, they're going to be waterproof. But where you get instances like this, where this fabric is joined to this fabric, you can get seepage there. So Dometic have added this skirt all the way around the tent to cover this join point here. So the water's going to run over here and away. It's not going to get caught up in this seam here. So that just makes for an extra weatherproof design. Moving on to the other end of the tent, exact mirror of what we saw at the other end. So we've got these integrated guy ropes, storm flap or storm awning over the top of a weather protected mesh window there with internally adjustable storm flap. And back around to the front again, we'll go into a bit more detail on these doors here. And I want to show you before we go inside that tucked up underneath this skirt here, it's hidden away a bit, is a little access point for power. So if you want 240 or 12 volt power coming into the tent, you've got that point there. Once you've got your cord going in there, that can sit over the top and heaps of weather protection there, so you're not going to get any water in that. Now the door itself, as I mentioned before, you can roll this up, which I'll do now. You've got these tabs up here, so I'm going to roll this canvas panel up and out the way, and you could then sleep in it with just the mesh door done up. And if it's a warm night, you've got the mesh door and then the windows on each end, so you've got ventilation on 3 sides of the tent. Below that is the mesh door that you could also roll open if you liked, and I will do it today just so that it's out of the way while we're filming. But this, you could leave it open if you really want to let sleep out and let all the bugs in, but this will also secure up and out the way here as well. Now, I just want to cover off on the air poles, because people might be concerned about air poles. They go flat, the tent doesn't stay up, but there's actually a lot of benefits to them in that, I mean, I guess they are prone to punctures, but there's only 4 small points, and we'll show you more when we get inside, 4 small points of these poles that are in touch with the ground. So unlikely that they're going to get a puncture up here. And the real benefits of air poles is if the wind does really pick up or someone falls on your swag and it collapses down like so, it just pops back into place. Now, if I did that with a steel or aluminium framed tent, it's going to be bent and it's going to be completely destroyed. You can replace the poles inside these tents. So I want to crawl inside and show you the structure inside there now. So looking at the tubes or the air poles inside here, there's a TPU bladder inside here, and it's contained within this protective outer layer. There's a zipper on the side that's cable tie closed at the moment. If you did happen to need to replace the bladders inside this, you can unzip this, put a new bladder in, and you're good to go. This is just Velcroed to the base of the tent. I'll see if I can get it off to show you the bottom of the pole. It's not quite going to bend, but you can just see that there's Velcro on the bottom there. It attaches in the corner here, and then the mat sits around the pole there in the corner as well. So these zips feature all the way around the frame. So if we work our way up, you can see this grey section here is actually where the frame is integrated into the tent. And then you've got these zips that run across the top here as well. So these are all there so that the bladders can be replaced, but the actual pressure that the bladders are tested to be able to handle is far in excess of what's required to be able to pitch the tent in here, which is pitch the swag, sorry, so well in excess of 9 PSI. So very unlikely that you're actually going to get a puncture in the air pole system. Now the mat, I guess the mat's more prone to holes because it is on the floor. If you pitch it on a prickly surface, then you can get a puncture in here. So it's always a good idea to use a ground sheet. But once again, you can either remove or replace this. It goes over those poles like I showed you before. And then you've got this inlet port here, which once you remove the valve, you can pop that out through the tent there. And you can actually just use a completely different mat inside here. You just need to allow for the fact that these poles sit inside. So if you get a square mat, it's not quite going to fit. Now this mat is about 3.5 centimeters thick. As I mentioned, it's just air-filled, but it feels nice and comfortable. And the benefit of this air-filled mat is that it stays in here and everything packs up all together. You don't have to throw your mat in and pump it up separately. Now with regards to the space inside the swag, you've got 215 centimeters from the very end wall to the next end wall. Now I'm 185 centimeters, so I've got plenty of space here for my pillow or even to store a few clothes and things up above my head there. And 90 centimeters in width, so heaps of room for a single person. Now, if you did want to put a different mat inside here, you just need to allow for the fact, as I mentioned, that these poles are about 8 centimeters in diameter. So the mat's kind of going to need to squeeze in between here. And so you've got about roughly 190 centimeters to this inside edge here and about 70 centimeters between the poles there. But for most mats, you can squish them in and it should fit fine anyway. And in terms of height, it's about 90 centimeters to the bottom of the pole at this highest point here. So enough room for me to sit upright without my head just touching in the middle, but it does taper down at the ends there. Now features inside the swag, once again starting at this end here, this is the internally adjustable privacy screen that I mentioned. We open that, we can't open that mesh panel there, that's just for ventilation, but we can then roll that up, use the toggles down here to secure that up and out the way. It's where the mat comes in at this end here. To the right of that, air pole system, and then a little pocket here for storage. Running across the back of the tent past me, nothing to see along here till we get to the other end. Another one of those little storage pockets there. Same thing at this end here, internally adjustable privacy screen with the mesh panel on the outside there. pole system above that. And then down in this corner here, we've got that power access point that goes to the outside, so we can get 12-volt power inside if we like. So that works with these Velcro tabs that feature here just to secure a cable that comes in the tent. So there's one here, one in the corner here, and one here. And then they run across the top of the swag here as well. So another one here, another one here, and it stops at this little metal hook here, so we can have a cable coming in to run a lantern that we'd hang here if we like. You can hang a reasonable sized lantern on that. Anything too big is going to take up space inside the tent anyway. Now on top of that, it does have this black strip here that runs right down to here, and same back the other way, past the center and back to here. So that's the loop side of Velcro. So if you've got a LED strip light that's in a PVC cover that has a Velcro tab on it, a Velcro strip on it, you can attach it up here and use that power access point to power it. That is a rundown of the features of the Pico FTC 1x1 TC inflatable swag. If you're really interested in that swag experience sleeping outside, but you don't have the space to store a big bulky canvas swag, then this is the perfect alternative. And it has the benefits of being super easy to pack up. If you have any questions on this swag, let us know down in the comments below. Otherwise, you can check them out online at snowies.com.au, where you find them at our lowest prices every day.